You just gotta wonder what is going through that guy's head.
I got Jared Goff like third.
Oh my goodness.
Donald Ross, we could bulldoze every one of his courses. I'd be happy.
To watch LeBron James be an absolute dope.
My theme of the bracket is the ACC stinks. If Draymond Green gets in the Hall of Fame, I'll never watch another NBA game. The Jets will take him, and they'll be dog crap for the next 5 years again.
See you, Breslow. We'll pay for your bus ticket, and you can sit next to Caleb Durbin on the way out.
All right, folks, welcome back to another episode of Up and Down with Sam. This is episode 10, and it's the season finale for season 1. So a little round of applause for that. We made it through season 1. Yep, there we go. We got 3 big guests today. We got Noah, Coach Timmer, and then we got Dr. Timmer. So we got the whole crew on today. All 3 of these guys, you know their stories, all very opinionated, and all regular guests through season 1. So happy to have you guys here. It's going to be a good one.
Can't wait. Going to go 4 wide today. Not a 3-by-1 set, 2-on-2.
2-on-2, I love
offense today.
But yeah, so what we're looking to do here, we're going to look back on some of the hottest topics of season 1, along with a couple splashes from other areas. We're going to debate them, and then we're going to call it good. We're going to do a little wrap-up, and that'll be that. So we're starting with the Masters. Rory goes back-to-back, 4th player ever to do it. First player to defend a major title since Tiger did it at the 2001 Masters. So Rory's got to be he's got to be the stripe of the week, along with the history that comes with it. Really an unbelievable performance. You know, you had that time where it's like, oh, he can't lose. And then you had that time where it's like, wow, he choked it. And so kind of fun there. A classic Rory win. What do we think about that?
I would first say this. I never thought he couldn't lose. You're like, oh, I think he couldn't lose. I thought he could lose all the way up to hitting the ball 9 yards or 9 football fields right on 18. So he was never sure in my book.
Nothing is certain with Rory, right? Especially at the Masters. But the only thing is like golf has changed a lot with everything. But I mean, I don't know if you saw the Rory interview. He's like, I don't really like the 3 tournaments before this. And he's like, so I just went and played Augusta for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, he talked about dropping his kid off at school, flying
Yep.
to Augusta National, and then being home for dinner.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pretty
what
crazy.
what a world. What a world we live in.
Well, then he probably should have won by more. Like,
Yeah.
that would
exactly what I'm saying.
That would be my one thing. I think it's interesting. You know, you could make the argument, and I see Sam's got a Masters things back there. It is the easiest tournament to win.
Wow. That is a
That's
terrible
bold
take.
statement.
You-
Bold
you
statement.
I mean,
You only have like 20 players that could possibly win. It's not the toughest field. I mean, you're throwing out there 66-year-old Freddie Couples, albeit a very smooth 66-year-old Freddie.
Yeah, great 16 holes.
Right? I know the pressure and the, legacy and all that kind of stuff, but really, when you start that tournament, how many guys do you think you can win? And predictably, they all finished in the top 20. Wonderful theater. Enjoy it immensely. One, you get to practice, you get to go every year, same holes, same courses, same. So yeah, it turned back the clock. So I think the U.S. Open is probably the toughest to win.
I think that's fair.
But
I don't think Masters is at the bottom.
Yeah, no, I don't. That was probably a little bit cough drop induced.
Yeah, I mean, I think the pressure of the Masters, as we've seen with Rory, is more significant than most.
Yep.
The storied history, just everything about it is different. I mean, if you even listen to the players, everything about it is different, and they talk about it repeatedly. And so I think the pressure is more overwhelming. But yeah, you're right. You play the same course. It's the only, besides for like TPC, right? When you're Players Championship, even though it's not a major, it's the same course every single year. So certain people have an advantage. I think that speaks to, in the podcast when I picked Justin Rose. I mean, he's 45. No, I'm just saying he's 45. But if you look at his track record as Augusta, it's like he knows how to play the course, right? Yeah. And so he's always gonna be somewhere near the top because he knows how to play it perfectly.
Talk about a feeling the pressure moment.
Oh,
Justin Rose gets in the lead, and it looked like he was so scared. He hits it, blasts it way right on 11, makes bogey because he didn't want to chip in the water, so he left it like 20 feet short. That looked like me chipping. That's what I do when I chip. And then behind 12's green,
duffed it.
I mean, if I'm the caddy, Justin, let's putt this. I mean, there's no chance that was going to be a good chip.
Yeah, but on Saturday night they show him on the Golf Channel chipping quarters with the back end of his blade wet. I mean, that was super talented, and you're like, oh yeah, that comes to it. It's really interesting. I look and say, well, look, George Spieth comes off the course, says I hit it better than I did when I won. Scotty probably for the last 30 holes, take away his bogey on 15 on Friday, plays better than anyone. The dude is 12 shots back and ends up 1 shot back. If he putts normal, he's 20 under. I mean, he misses on 10. He got mad at the reporter. I get it. I probably would just shot 65, but the reporter's going, you could have shot 61.
Listen. You know what host Scotty? Playing with Haotong Lee on Sunday. Haotong went out there and hacked it up like your average Saturday Joe. I mean, he's putting it into Rays Creek. Scotty's waiting 15 minutes in between shots because it's like, he's still away. All right.
I got a couple things. I'm going to defend my guy, Haotong Lee. The guy had food poisoning. Did you not hear what he was saying?
Yeah, I know he had food poisoning.
He had like a 1 in recovery rate the prior night because he had let's be honest, he was on the toilet all night and he was using it all day. Like, I feel bad for the guy. I mean,
I feel for him too.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I got 2 things to add though. More questions for you guys. 1, what do we think about Scotty's comments about the course being super tough on Friday morning and then them softening up for the afternoon group? So that's interesting.
Yeah, they didn't want the grass to die.
Yeah, and look, that's why majors are hard to win. The early, the early late, the late early. There's advantages all over the place. How many British Opens are lost by a bad tee time, right? And I think those are the things. I think Scotty probably has a point, but you're like, yeah, but last year or 2 years ago was to your advantage. And you think over a course of a career, they're going to even out. I think Scotty's feeling a little bit wanting sleep he just had a kid, although he probably has a nanny. I'm not sure he's getting up at night feeding but I do think, Scotty feels a little bit of pressure. He showed a little cracks that way. And that's surprising, but some of the questions you're like, that's a dumb question.
Why even ask that?
Yeah.
Second question.
All right.
So for the Masters, Rory talks about, like Coach was saying, how he goes and plays and just doesn't play for a month and just goes to Augusta. Is that champions only, or can any player that's invited do that? Because that seems like
hold on. No. Michael Kim talked about it today. He tweeted out about it. You can get any of those members are happily willing to host and have you play every day. He said he could have done the same exact thing, but he's trying to grind at home to make the next cut the next week, right? Rory has the luxury of being number 2 in the world, a past champion, and all this stuff. He doesn't have to play at the Houston Open or the Valero Open, right? All these other guys, they're grinding to keep their cards. They're grinding to make cuts. I think that's more the difference than being a
different
past
situations.
Champion.
And plus, I mean, for Rory, it's easy to call somebody up and get on. It's not easy. I mean, Michael Kim might know some people, but it's, it's not quite as simple as Rory flying after dropping his kid off and being catered to like that. So there is definitely an advantage,
Sure.
little difference, but
I think that there is. I think the interesting part is like, I'm not a professional golfer. I am in my dreams. I probably play the week before. I wouldn't want to go in. So the disadvantage of not playing. I know there's all different guys do different things, right? They go work on their shots for that particular. I like to be kind of in that competitive groove. I probably would have played the week before, but everyone has their own thing. So even if people have that opportunity, they're like, look, I want to get 8 competitive rounds in. It could be a disadvantage that he was coming off a bad back. They didn't mention that a lot. He shook off some rust. His short game was unbelievable. He even said in the post game, I'm A++ short game and B- hitting the ball. Like, I'd love to hit the ball that way with B-, but
yeah. Well, listen, talking about backs, we got to give a shout out to Colin Morikawa. What an absolute dog. He could not swing. He looks like me when I throw out my back. And I shoot 45. He shot 6 under? That was unreal. Unreal performance.
Awesome. Great round.
The shot he hit on 16, which was awesome. He didn't enjoy it. He was glad it was over. Didn't smile. Just like, that is one shot I have to hit. I hate hitting irons because I hit the ground. This is stupid. His waves to the crowd were like, I don't care. Like, I don't care.
Yeah. Well, as soon as he hit it, he turned around and was like, oh, like this caddy's like, oh.
Listen, his tee shot on 17. His tee shot on 17, he hits a fade. He goes to fade it, and you can just tell right at the bottom. He's like, nope, and just hits like a line drive bullet left, stuck behind a tree. But props to him, phenomenal round. And then we got to throw the shank in, and this was a big one for me when I watched. Bryson, Rahm, and all of Live Golf. The only good Live Golf performance was Tyrrell Hatton, because he is just one of a kind. But Bryson played terrible, misses the cut with a triple on 18. Rahm plays terrible most of the week and kind of like saves his butt on the last day with like 6 under. And then Sergio Garcia is probably the biggest scumbag on planet Earth. He should be banned from the Masters forever. Sergio Garcia should have his locker torn down, his parking spot removed. He should not be allowed on the grounds of Augusta National moving forward.
That's a little hot. I don't know if he should be banned forever. It was kind of silly because he was in last place and it was the second hole of his Sunday round. Like, all right, Sergio, like it's not happening this week. You can save us the
drama,
the freak out and the drama. But I did think it was pretty funny when he was carrying Rahm's bag up the fairway. That honestly, that made it up for me. I was like, this guy's the worst. Like, I can't stand him. I've never been a Sergio fan. And then they pan over to him carrying Rahm's bag up the fairway. I'm like, all right, that's hilarious. Like, he clearly knows he's not doing anything this weekend. So
I don't think Sergio did himself any favors with the golfing public. Scumbag is the word I would you got to remember, our boy has rolled 3 cars and DUI'd and had his wife chase him, and we reverence
with a baseball bat.
Right, we have reverence for Mr. Tiger, and so scumbag probably not, inconsiderate to the Masters tradition and should be penalized. Probably yes.
What's worse, ruining a Masters tee box or rolling your car? I think there's an argument to be made of ruining the tee box.
Wow, it could be, but in the grand scheme of things, like, I know it was bad, but I think what Wyndham Clark did to Oakmont was 30 times worse. So
when he destroyed the locker,
like, I have a bigger problem with that. The golf course is going to grow back. His driver cracked in half. So, like, a cooler to the Masters is like, the company's already sending him a new one. Like, but the locker room at Oakmont, like the prestigiousness of inside that place, like, I have a bigger problem with Wyndham Clark than I do Sergio's little tantrum.
Listen, the Masters had that tee box replaced. Only 2 groups went through with it like that. Is that insane or what? And it was the morning group too. I mean, Sergio was in last.
Well, yeah, he was in dead last.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, it is what it is. I thought it was ridiculous. I mean, he's always been a little bit like that. So, but I mean, when you're in last place, like if he was like competing for the championship, I can see it more. But when you're in last place,
get out of the way.
Maybe it's just an accumulation of things. He should have been on that mode where he tries to play the fastest round ever. Right?
Yeah, he should have done a Wesley Bryan and tried to play in under 2 hours. Just sprint up the course.
Yeah, exactly. Not worry about if his tee shot goes in a bunker. It's not like you hit it OB. You hit it in a bunker. I mean,
Sergio, you're in last place. It's the second hole. You're all right. Just enjoy Sunday, please.
By the way, it's not a shock. You hit it in the bunker. You're in last place.
Yeah.
Like you should expect it, like we do, right? It's like I know where this is going. It's like one of those.
Do your box breathing.
Anyway, we're gonna move into topic 1. We got the Masters out of the way, but this topic relates to golf.
Sam, wait a minute. I just got one quick question. One word answer. Us 4 scramble. Where do we finish?
Oh,
at Augusta?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't make the cut.
Oh,
come on.
Dad, we're making the cut. You're out of your mind.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, all I had to see at the Little East Championship last year was stimp meter of 15. Forget it. We're history.
Listen, I'm a good putter.
We wouldn't keep it on the green.
We'd have a practice.
I mean, come on.
I think we should even par. I think one day we're +1, one day we're -1.
What was the cut?
+4.
It was +4.
We don't. No chance. No chance.
We'll make the cut.
No chance.
Come on, give yourself some credit.
For the viewers who don't know,
yards, the ball rolls down the hill.
Yeah, do we get a forward tee? No, I think we'd be all right. I mean, you got to look at it as Noah concerns me a little. His driver would leave him quickly, I think, when we're out there.
Wow. Wow. Shots out.
Seriously.
Let's just put it this way, okay? Like if Uncle Jim gets into one, like we might not be able to reach a couple of those par 4s. Like if we have to take Jim live. No, I'm just
time out.
This has to do with just sheer yardage. Like just
we're
sheer
not
yardage.
Time out. Dr. Timmer isn't like our driver in the group. He's supposed to provide the irons and the putting and get us hot.
Listen, even if we like cool tank one 290 yards to 300, like we're still the lowest on the PGA list.
Okay.
No, listen, Kevin Kisner played in the Masters once.
Damn,
Russell Henley doesn't hit the ball anywhere.
Hey,
he was hitting hybrids into the par 4s.
He hits it over 300.
Hey,
so do I.
Hey, listen. 1 we bogey, 2 we birdie, 3 we birdie, 4 we bogey, 5 we bogey, 6.
Do we make any pars?
We're gonna birdie 7. We're gonna birdie 8.
Yep, that puts us at 1.
9, we're gonna bogey 10.
We're gonna par 9 because of the green. We're gonna par 9 because.
Yeah, we're not making the cut.
Yeah, we're not making the cut. I'm telling you, there's no chance.
I got us at +2. +2.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
All right, Sam.
It would be us 4 and Sergio in the last group on the weekend.
Sergio would be about his.
He'd be carrying my bag.
Yeah.
Oh man, good question. All right. Topic 1. Is Scotty's season a shank so far? Now listen, I teeter on the fence here because obviously to the standard of PGA Tour golfers, it's clearly not a shank. Like he's had a phenomenal season already. But when you look at his past seasons, like I'm wondering if we were here and he's kind of coming off, like the stock market. He's kind of coming down off the high, right? The financials weren't as good this year. His, strokes gained approaching aren't great. And so I'm wondering if it's a little bit of a shank so far, if it's been disappointing. Coach Timmer, I know you have a strong opinion.
No, I have a very strong opinion. You're measuring against himself, which is unfair, right? That's like saying like Tiger had a bad year after the Tiger Slam. Like, I mean, it makes no sense. He won 2 majors last year, and like you can't expect that every year. He's already won this year. He just finished second in the Masters. Was the only player in the Masters to not have a bogey in the last 2 rounds. The guy is second on the FedEx Cup points. He's 4th on the money list just because Jacob Bridgman plays like 12 tournaments already. I mean, he's going to be up there. Right. 7 tournaments, 7 cuts made, 7 top 25s. How can you say it's a shank? 7
Because
top 25.
I'm looking at wins.
He's played in.
I'm looking at
He
wins.
has 1 win. Who has more wins than him?
Got her up.
Well,
Damn,
he got cut this week or was low.
Besides Rory and maybe Cam Young, maybe take every other touring professional in the world and say, you can have your season or Scotty's season.
I'd take Scotty's. Listen, I told you I'm on the fence, but Scotty's supposed to be the man. I need to see more wins.
Can we
Can
get
someone-
to like the second major or the third one before we call it a shank?
We just finished the first major where he finished second by a shot, and
because
you're
his putt
always
on
naming
17 because his putt on 17 hit a bad follicle of grass.
So let me ask you this: what do you call John Rahm's year?
Well, he won the live.
Listen, yeah, he's got more wins on the live. No, he's got 2, I think.
He's got 2, yeah.
So 2 worldwide wins.
Yeah, Ethan Tiller just won the Bob Evans Classic.
Shout out to
too
Ethan.
funny.
Exactly.
Okay.
Go,
So we'll hold off on that. We'll look back on that.
All right.
Yeah, let's
We'll look back on that. We'll put a pin.
Let's get through a couple majors.
Yeah. All right. Well, this next topic is targeted towards Noah, so he's going to lead us off. It's where does Michigan's 2026 National Championship basketball team rank all time in terms of men's NCAA basketball teams? Now, we got a couple old school guys on the set here. We got a new school guy. I'm going to probably just sit back and listen to this one, but I'm going to let Noah take the lead. So, Noah, give it to me.
All right. So, to preface, I'm doing the 21st century. I can't speak to the 90s and the 80s, and one of these teams I can't speak to, but I'm only going to speak to them because of their legendary status and the players on their roster. But so last week I've done some research, got into the Ken Palm, got into, what these teams did throughout their season, the players on the roster, the All-Americans they had, etc. So I'm going to give you the honorable mentions first. So these teams just missed. So 2009 UNC with Tyler Hansbrough, Danny Green, Ty Lawson. Very good team, but had a stretch in the middle of the season where they dropped like 3 out of 7 games. And so when we're talking about the best teams of the 21st century, couldn't put them on there. 2021 Baylor, post-COVID year, didn't play a full season, limited capacity, awesome team, destroyed undefeated Gonzaga in the championship. Can't put them on there, though, due to the limited season and not being able to play in front of like a true home crowd, which makes these teams so impressive, is going through the conferences like they do. 2015 Kentucky, can't be the greatest team of all time if you don't win it all. This team would have been number 1 if they had finished the job, but got upset in the Final Four by Wisconsin. And then 2008 Kansas, Mario Chalmers hits the legendary shot to tie UNC and send it into overtime. Honorable mention. Now, 21st century, right? So forget the 90s, 21st century. My number 5 team is 2024 UConn. Team with Stephen Castle, Donovan Clingan, Tristan Newman, Alex Caravan. Now, this was my hardest team to look at. I didn't know where to put them without having recency bias. It's going to seem like I did, but they had 3 losses throughout their season. St. John's prior to Pitino. Let's remember they lost to Creighton and they lost to Butler. So those losses by themselves, all unranked losses, 2 of them NIT teams. I do not think that they can be higher when we're picking hair. Like these teams are all right in this group together. Yep. UConn was, number 1 team all year. They cruised through the tournament, highest point differential in tournament history, crushed Purdue in the national championship game. They got to be top 5, and I could easily see the argument for why they should be higher, but I got them at 5. Number 4, 2026 Michigan. So this is where I think this year's Michigan team ranks. The best Big Ten season of all time. The only Big Ten team to ever go undefeated on the road. First team All-American in Axel Lendeborg. The 2 top teams in Ken Palm all year were Michigan and Arizona. And Michigan beat them by, it ended up being 18, but they were up by 30 in the Final Four in what was supposed to be one of the best Final Four games of all time. They have the struggles with Wisconsin throughout the year where they lose to them at home and need overtime to beat them in the tournament. They don't win the Big Ten tournament, which knocks them from being the best team. But if you look up and down the roster, they're going to have 4 NBA players. They're going to have 3 guys drafted in the top 25 this year. So I got them at 4. Number 3, 2018 Villanova. This team with Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Pascal,
DiVincenzo.
This all-time great team, like Michigan, like UConn, cruised through the tournament, had one of the most efficient offenses. I think they had 3 guys that shot over 40% from 3. Just an all-time great team. Number 2, 2012 Kentucky with Anthony Davis. Number 1 in the country from start of the year to the end of the year. Similar to these other teams, absolute domination. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, all those guys. Anthony Davis, the best one and done of all time. They're number 2. And my number 1 team is 2001 Duke. 2 national players of the year. Shane Battier the year they won. Jay Williams the next year. Mike Dunleavy also. All 3 guys shoot over 38% from 3. Like all these other teams. Number 1 in the country from beginning to end. Number 1 in Ken Palm. And those are my top 5 teams of the 21st century. So now I'm going to throw it over to you guys. Let's see what you guys think.
Coach, we're going to start with Coach Timmer.
Yeah, so first of all, the Villanova team, I like all those players and stuff, but did you know that they finished 2nd in the regular season in the Big East that year?
I didn't know that, actually.
I can't put them as one of the best teams if you didn't even win your regular season conference title, right? So,
Okay.
I mean, they're top 5, but, 36-4.
Xavier 15-3.
What?
Xavier won it at 15-3 that year.
Right.
The Big East.
So I mean, some of those, I mean, I don't especially like that Duke team. If I had to rank it in Duke teams, it would be way down the list.
Wow.
I get it. I get it that they would be 2 players of the year, but if you watch them actually play, I mean, Jay Williams was good. Shane Battier was, your classic wing player. But after that, I mean, they were role players. I know Mike Dunleavy, had a good college career, but it was all role players. I mean, I feel like even the Villanova team had more stars than that. The Kentucky team with Anthony Davis was ridiculous, so I would definitely put them in. But that 2024 UConn team, right? Number 1 in the rankings. You said it. They won the most point differential, right, in the NCAA history. They were the regular season Big East champs. They were the Big East tournament champs. They were ranked 1st in adjusted offensive efficiency. Their Ken Palm was number 1 the whole year. I think that team's got to be closer to the top. Now, this year's Michigan team is the same, right? The only blemish on this year's Michigan team is they didn't win the Big Ten tournament. And that kills them. I would put them very close with that UConn team if they had that badge, because everything else is the same. Their offensive efficiency, their point differential, their Ken Palm ranking was extremely high. In fact, I think I read that it was the highest ever by a national champion in terms of total ranking. So if we're just doing that, that's the other reason I can't. Villanova didn't win their Big East regular season. That's another, thing about it. So those were a couple of my arguments, but I don't mind your top 5. I just probably would rearrange them. I had UConn's team way higher than that. So now if we get history, I mean, you had an undefeated Indiana team way back when under Bobby Knight. You had the UCLA teams, right, with Bill Walton.
Mhm.
You can't really compare them. It's like comparing Jordan versus Kareem or something like that. It's almost impossible. But the one team that I think I just have to mention is I have to mention the 92 Duke team with Christian Leitner. They were
That's what I
so
was gonna
good.
say.
I know they lost a couple games. They probably shouldn't have lost a couple games. Grant Hill was a monster. Christian Leitner was an absolute college legend. So that team, it's hard for me would put them out of the top five. And then the last one that you didn't talk about in the 21st century is the back-to-back Florida teams. That second Florida team was outstanding. Al Horford, like they couldn't be beat. They like when you entered the tournament, there was no chance they were losing that second year. They were so good and dominant that I probably would have had them in my top five.
Yeah. I think definitely with the back-to-back factor, you could have put them in the top five. They weren't number one in Ken Pom that year. Their strength of schedule was 35th compared to Michigan being one, and those other teams having top 10.
UConn strength of schedule in 20-4 was 1-2. Just that.
Yeah. So that's why I left them off. But I think because of like going back to back and it being the same team, they may have to make the top five list because they kind of get two to their name, in all honesty.
Yeah. Dr. T, what you got?
Yeah, it's so hard. I want to appreciate each team for what they do. I think, Noah, your list is really solid. I'm old school when you tell me, well, they went through the Big Ten team, 20 games, but they didn't play everybody twice. Like I don't like any conference champion when they don't play everybody twice. It's like you didn't have to go to some of the places that everyone else is not. I don't want to. The game's probably as healthy as a bit in terms of viewership. It was up 20% in the finals. I think they were a likable story. They were unselfish. I liked the way they played. I'm a style guy versus like all the rankings, the analytics. Like some of my favorite teams, I love the 2010 Duke. John Shire, Nolan Smith, the Plumlee brothers. What a great story. That's how I see college basketball, the kind of those stories. Or how about the 2018-19 Virginia Cavaliers under my man Tony Bennett? They go 36-1 the year before, lose to the 16 seed, come all the way back.
UMBC.
They have to get a terrible. They get a great call and the foul late.
And the script.
Right, and so they're 16-2. They're 35-3. The number 3 team in the country that year was North Carolina. That's who they had to beat for the championship. If you ask me, some of the best teams that I have seen in my lifetime, or I can go back in I start remembering 1980, right? The Denny Crum and Louisville, but hey, Jordan, Worthy, Perkins, Kenny Smith, junior, senior. I don't think Cadeau, Yak, whatever era, right? And the UCLA teams, right? Now you're into they had to win 4 games, right? And they played home games. It was so different, but. So, no, from all the statistics, no, I think you're probably right on. I love the Villanova team. I love the 24 UConn team. And I thought Michigan did a good job. They were able to play, and they were deep. They were deeper than a lot of teams. I don't think, we give that enough in an era where you play 4 minutes, rest 3 minutes and 10 seconds in the TV timeout, how anybody's tired. And I have no idea. I think I could still play at that pace. So
true. It's very true.
Intramurals
is tougher than competitive basketball at this point.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Getting winded.
I'll add a couple of things. I agree that the conferences are so big now, so they don't play as many teams twice. But if you look at they played at Illinois, at Michigan State, at Purdue, Duke, home against Michigan State, home against Nebraska. That resume by itself, and at Iowa, who is also another Elite 8 team. So you have to think, in reality, off the top of my head, they probably played the 5 best Big Ten teams all on the road. So I thought that was really impressive with what they did this year. And then the other cool stat was that out of the 8 Elite Eight teams, so there was Michigan, so they couldn't play them. They played the other 7, and they won 6-1 against those teams this year, with their only loss being the 5-point loss to Duke.
Mhm.
So I think that's impressive. Actually, no, because they lost to Purdue, but they beat them. So what was that? 6-2 against the Elite Eight teams. So that was impressive. And then I think if you go through the Ken Palm from this year, they played. Let's see, beat Nebraska, beat Gonzaga, beat Tennessee, beat Alabama, beat Michigan State twice, 1-1 against Purdue, beat Illinois, lost to Duke, beat Arizona. So, I mean, that's like 10 out of the 16 best teams in the country. They get 2 losses, 9 wins. So,
And that's where
those were
the
some
strength of
things.
schedule helped them.
Yes, exactly. And so I think I do agree with my dad. I think I would switch 2024 UConn and 2018 Villanova based on the regular season title, because I think that's more important than the tournament title, which UConn had both. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
I like it.
Are you gonna divide
One
it?
last thing. Said stylistically, I mean, how can you even talk about Virginia then?
Love
that was
it.
the worst. That was the
Here.
worst style of basketball ever.
Little blocker mover, little guy from the corner.
Oh, brutal. That was awful basketball to watch. I mean, I love Jay Wright, but that was terrible. Or what not Jay Wright, but what's his
Bennett.
name? Tony Bennett. Oh, that was terrible basketball to play. Oh, brutal.
Only a game mothers would love. I would tell you that. Here's my thing. We might have to divide this into pre-COVID, NIL, because honestly, like we all Michigan fans here. Like, look at, here's the deal. Michigan's the Yankees. Like,
Oh boy.
Yikes.
like,
That's
I
tough.
like it. Yankee fans, Red Sox fans, you got all the money in the world, right? It's like, you know, Kentucky was cheating and Duke was cheating. Zion Williamson did not get into Duke, right? But like, but no, it's like, it's fair cheating. It's like playing lift, clean, in place.
Hey, we played that all weekend. It's
It
wet
helped.
out here in Michigan. I love a good flyer live.
I'll say one thing to that. And
You
like,
only can play by the rules, right? You only can play
I'm
by
not
the
blaming them, but you have to compare errors. Now, John Wooden was paying players too, so maybe that it is all part.
right. So I got a couple things for this. Like,
Oh boy.
I mean, now I understand, and I do think that when we look back in the history books, there will be a pre and post NIL comparison, similar to how we have the pre and post 64 team tournament, etc. But like you were saying, like all these great teams, like there's stuff happening behind the scenes. So now that it's legal, like, I mean, and also like we got to talk about Kentucky had a $20 million roster. They got bounced in the second round. Like Louisville had a $20 million roster. They got bounced in the second round. So it's like, when people say that, yes, Michigan was, I think, the 10th or 9th team in NIL spending. But I think it takes a lot of credit away from Dusty May. And like, he went into the portal and he found guys that were kicked to the curb. Adai Mara was playing 12 minutes a game on a bad UCLA team because Mick Cronin didn't know what to do with them. Elliot Caddell got kicked. Like, the UNC team pushed him out. Hubert Davis, talking about a terrible coach, pushed him out. Merez Johnson broke his wrist, played like 12 games last year. Like, yes, Yaxel was the best transfer, but like Dusty May constructed a roster and evaluated players better than anyone in the country. And on top of that, like, what'd you want him to do? Bring back the 8-24 Michigan squad from a couple of years ago? Like, sorry that Doug McDaniels, who couldn't even play away games because he was academically ineligible, isn't on Michigan anymore. That's for all the fans out there and the Michigan State fans say, bought not, or whatever.
Oh,
bought not
Michigan
developed.
State.
Like,
We're getting
like,
in trouble
Doug-
again.
like Doug McDaniels, you want him back? Like, he couldn't play away games. Namari Burnett was our point guard in away games in 2024 because Doug McDaniels wasn't eligible. Like, yes, Terrace Reed went to UConn and was great. Like, good for him. That was so good to see. But I bet Michigan fans couldn't even name like 6 players that were on the 2024 roster. So I understand. I understand the it's a different era, but at the same time, if I'm going to that squad, I'm surprised Cheddar was still on the squad, to be honest. I would have had 0 returners. I would have had 15 transfers, and we would have started fresh because that was the worst college basketball team I've ever seen play.
Wow, now we went from best ever to worst ever, just
Hey,
like that.
we need Cheddar to go 1, 2, 3. You know what to do. That's his best.
All right, we got to move on. We could clearly talk about this all day, but we're moving. I wanted to give a shout out. Looking back on the season, Dr. Timmer, February 11th was the date in which he predicted a Big Ten team would win and break the 25-year streak. So props to that. That was we called that a season stripe. And then a season shank. I got to throw myself under the bus here. I was a big Wisconsin guy, said they were legit, the whole shebang. Get bounced by High Point. So I'll take hand up there. Season shank for sure. I missed on that one. And now
Liam
looking
Johnson a shout out with the ACC shank.
Yeah. Virginia in the Elite Eight. Yeah, good pick, Liam.
Final Four.
Oh yeah, Final Four. Jeez, brutal. Anyway, topic 3. This is one of the hottest topics of the entire season. I've already said my piece. Coach Timmer's already said his piece. Is Draymond Green a Hall of Famer? Dr. Timmer, we're starting with you.
Man, I listened to that podcast driving down to play some golf in South Carolina, and wonderful job, by the way. No. Like, here's what I do.
Style.
Dad's right? In that, if you're going to throw him in with Rodman and that, right, then he probably gets there. Prime. Look, I'm going to go prime Draymond. You undersold prime Draymond a little bit. Defensive versatility. He's a passer that they could do some things because of him, and he was good bad cop. So Clay and Steph could do it. So he was a great. If there's a wing in the Hall of Fame for role players, right?
That's what I said.
Then I think he's probably one of the best role players ever, and so we'll go back to Grandpa Timmer and say John Havlicek came off the bench. Was he a role player? We're going real old school there, but I look at how. I mean, right now in the NBA, if you can't average 10 points a game, I mean, they let you shoot right-handed layups. Half the teams are tanking. Like, you can't average 8 points a game.
I agree.
2 points a quarter. Come on now.
And he played all the time.
At $40 million a year. Like, he's getting, like, he might have the most money per baskets made in the history of basketball.
That
Tim or Dennis Rodman.
Which is a great stat.
Good stat.
Noah?
I'm not a Draymond Green fan, but I think Coach Timmer laid it out. Like, if you have guys like Dennis Rodman and Rasheed Wallace in the Hall of Fame, like, Draymond's going to be in the Hall of Fame. And, like, if you compare their stats, like, he doesn't have the rebounds like Rodman, but he's got more assists than those guys by a long shot. And I know it comes with playing Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, but I think we should look into Steph Curry's record with and without Draymond on the floor as a Warrior, because I think his win percentage significantly decreases. And I'm not saying I think Steph Curry made Draymond Green, but I think just like with how the Basketball Hall of Fame works, and like we said, Dennis Rodman gets in, Rasheed Wallace gets in. I mean, he has more all defenses than both of those guys. He has a defensive player of the year. He has more all-stars than those guys. He's got 4 championships. So as much as I dislike Draymond, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. So that's my stance on it.
Hey, we're taking a 30-second timeout here. I feel like I'm Bobby Fairways with Joey Coldcuts over here. I mean, just out of nowhere. No words. Peace, Doc. We'll see you next time. I mean, he'll be back, but man, is that a riot. All right. What were you going to say?
One last thing on that. If you guys ever have a chance to look up highlights of Ben Wallace, the fact that Ben Wallace is in the Hall of Fame, Just
Ben
go check that
Wallace.
out. You think Draymond Green is a bad offensive player? You
Computer
have to
dying.
check out clips of Ben Wallace. I mean, Ben Wallace was the worst offensive player to ever make the Hall of Fame by far. It's not even close. Draymond Green looks like a shooter compared to Ben Wallace.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I
Dennis
think
Rodman
listen.
was terrible.
And I think Draymond's career is looked at very differently if that 3-1 collapse doesn't happen for the Warriors. Because
Yeah.
people forget
He
that
got the tech.
he had 40 points in Game 7 and was beating the Cavaliers the entire game until LeBron had that block on Iguodala and Kyrie made the shot. So, I think as much as I cannot stand Draymond Green, I think that also has, seeing that he got suspended, I mean, that also plays into his legacy. So, I mean, if he didn't get suspended, I think his legacy
win.
looks a whole lot differently. Yeah.
They win.
Well, I think the consensus is we need to trim down the Hall of Fame. We got to be more selective in who we let in.
Yeah,
I think that's where we come out of this conversation. Shrink the Hall of Fame. But
I do agree.
Moving forward, Noah has a lot to share about this one. You heard my rant on the Red Sox. They are down like 100-0 as we speak. They're terrible, but I will give them credit. They must have listened. They must be one of our regular listeners because they went 4-1 ever since I went, crazy
Make it
on
4-2. You can etch that in the books.
4-2. So Noah, I'm going to hand it over to you. What do the Red Sox need to do to get this team and franchise back on track?
I don't know. I think it starts with Craig Breslow. I know you talked about ownership and got on ownership, and yes, they've significantly cut back on the amount of money they've spent and the moves they've made in the past that helped them win World Series. They definitely went through a rebuild after COVID, so I give them credit. But if you just go through the players they haven't re-signed, Kyle Schwarber and Nate Eovaldi and all that stuff, I get it. They wanted to build their farm system. They got Roman Anthony Meyer and Christian Campbell out of that. Tolley, Connolly early. They got a lot of guys coming up. So I'll give them a break for that. But it starts with Craig Breslow. He comes in, he ruins a relationship with Rafael Devers. Now, Rafael Devers certainly to blame. Apparently, according to all accounts, he was childish and but that also comes with building relationships with your players. And so when you trade Mookie Betts and you don't re-sign Xander Bogaerts and you make all these moves to build around Rafael Devers as your centerpiece for your franchise moving forward, you give him the $300 million contract. You can't come in as a new GM and destroy the relationship in less than a year. That's embarrassing. I mean, they call him Craig the Stiff. If you have people in your team calling you Craig the Stiff, there is a serious issue. And so, they've done the last 4 seasons, they once again, last year, don't make moves at deadlines. And it's constantly frustrating because last year they had the best closer in baseball, top 3 starting pitcher in baseball, the best setup guy in baseball, and you had a roster that was overperforming. And they decided to not make any moves besides trade for Dustin May, who has a 12 ERA right now. He got cut before September and October happened. They don't go all in on a year with the Blue Jays.
ERA.
The Blue Jays lose the World Series last year by less than 6 inches on a play at home plate. They go to Game 7. You can't tell me that the Red Sox were that much different than the Blue Jays last year. The Blue Jays just went in at the deadline and made a postseason run. So I think that's the first thing, is that the Red Sox need to decide what they want to be. If they want to be a contending team, they have to become more aggressive and be willing to spend money. And I think that starts with Craig Breslow. With this current roster, they're not going to do anything. I mean, Wilson Contreras is awesome. But your Alex Bregman replacement is Caleb Durbin, who is hitting under 100 right now. I would love to see the FanGraphs stats for his bat speed because it's got to be the lowest in the MLB. He has no shot. And pretty much what you're relying on is Roman Anthony to be Juan Soto is what they went into the season with. And so if the Red Sox want to make the playoffs, Roman Anthony is going to have an over 400 OBP. He's going to have to hit 25 home runs if they want to have a shot. And right now he's not doing it. Your ace pitcher right now is down in velocity, down in not throwing as many strikes, and that's why you have to go all in when your best players are having career seasons. So I don't know. I hope they, figure it out a little bit here. I thought the past couple of games they looked better, but clearly not tonight. So I don't know. They're a mess. They don't know what direction to go in. We're paying Christian Campbell $50 million to fill up the stands in Worcester. So
Yeah, so this to me is the issue with the Red Sox. Like, you want to cut payroll, but you don't have a plan for what type of team you're going to put money into. Like if you look at Moneyball, right? It's like these are the guys we're going to get to cut payroll. We're not going to win unless we get guys that get on base. I don't think the Red Sox really understand what their plan is, and so they're cutting payroll. But like, are we getting home run guys? Doesn't seem like it. Are we getting on base guys? It doesn't seem like it. Are we getting defensive guys? It doesn't seem like it. And
No,
so
we still
like
got Trevor Story at short.
right. So they're in this like complete limbo of like, what type of roster are we trying to compete with without spending money? And so we don't do anything good. The Red Sox do nothing well. They do nothing well, and
Sounds like Draymond Green.
They spend less. Yeah, and they spend less money. So it's not like we like bolstered the pitching staff. It's not like we're spending money on that. It's like we're spending like nickels and dimes in these different areas, and none of them are any good. And so, okay, yeah, let's just like blame it on our young team. That seems to be the answer. Hey, we're really young. No, it just means you don't know what direction you're going in. And so I think that's their biggest problem. And whether that's Craig Breslow, whether that's the owner, whether that's Alex Cora, find guys that can play defense and try that.
Get rid of all three.
Yeah. I mean, something different than just do the same thing and play bad defense and pitch it bad and hit it bad and don't get on base.
I think it's a great point, because what's funny is that they said this team was going to be the team. I forget the exact verbiage they used, but pretty much it was, we're going to throw strikes, we're going to play defense, and we're going to win low scoring games was how they came. And they are like 28th in the league. Like they almost lead the league in errors. Their team ERA is like one of the highest in the MLB. Like they brought in pitchers in a league where the average major league fastball is almost 95 miles per hour. Their two starting pitcher signings were guys that throw 90 and throw cutters and junk. And it's like, yes, Sonny Gray's pitching well right now. Ranger Suarez finally had a good outing, but like they have no idea what they're doing. They panic sign Ranger Suarez, and like, yes, they are cutting payroll, but they're not really cutting payroll, because like their cash roster this year is 12th in the MLB, but their luxury tax payroll is 6th in the MLB. And you look at the roster and you're like, how are we 6th in the MLB in payroll? And this is the roster they're putting on. Oh, I know why. Because we got $20 million with Patrick Sandoval in Portland. We got $50 million with Christian Campbell in Worcester. Like it's just poor roster construction. They didn't address the power bat need that, like, I think like our sister Lucy could have seen that they needed a power bat, and they didn't address it, and it's ridiculous. But
shout out Lucy.
Can
Dr. Timmer needs one here.
No, I nothing I like better than watching Red Sox fans just suffer. But I want to bring some reason to this conversation. Look, you measure baseball seasons at Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day. And so, in 2006, my Tigers with Jim Leland were playing bad. He throws a rant. They're 11-17, and they go on and get all the way to the World Series. Of course, they can't field a bunt in 2006 and lose. But I would offer that this is a marathon, not a sprint. Noah, your points are well made. You know the Red Sox inside and out. They're 89-73. The coaches don't forget how to coach. The general manager doesn't forget how to be a general manager. I blame spending on the ownership all the time. And of course, he's got a lot of money in Liverpool, right? Is that
what a joke? Yeah.
So
yeah, they're having a good season.
So you can take solace in that. where I'm with Coach Timmer is, I think what frustrates you, and it frustrated me when you watch your teams, you're like, what's the plan? Like, what are we trying to do? I mean, the Tigers clearly are saying, well, we're going to spend as money on starting pitching, and we're gonna have versatile
Outside of
players.
Scooble.
Yeah, well, I mean, Scooble's not gone yet, and they're going to get a haul from the Dodgers when they actually trade him, and that will shut down baseball. But that's a whole other topic. But I would say to this, you guys watch your team and you watch the Tigers. Would you trade rosters right now with the Tigers?
No.
Oh.
I mean, it's pretty close. I got to be honest. It's pretty close. I mean,
Tigers
if I
have
were-
a way of
if I
putting
were
minor
gonna- if
leaguers
I were
out there.
yeah, but if I'm going pitching and defense, I'm taking the Tigers roster.
Yeah, McGonigal.
Right? If I'm going with young hitters, I might take the Red Sox, but other than that, like I
Toss
mean,
up.
there is not a whole lot different right now. I mean,
So-
it's tough.
So in one hand you'd go, oh, what are you trying to say? As a big market team, you guys got to be going. We trade with the Tigers.
Yeah.
We're a small market. Like, hey, would you trade with the Royals? The Royals are like, yeah, we'll trade, right? And so you're gonna have to go out and decide what you want to be. Do you want to play money ball in a big market, or are you gonna say, look, we're gonna set down. Look, I don't want to get into politics here because then we go really off the rails.
Oh
But
boy.
you got to oversign people in a tax when you get half your money taxed in Boston and the jock tax, and right, and like
Yeah.
I'm
The
shocked.
Dodgers.
I'm shocked by Texas and Florida aren't better. Like, I'm signing there. That's where I'm signing. I'm not paying income tax, right?
I'm definitely the Dodgers. How can they get away with it?
Deferred money to Tokyo. I don't know.
It is deferred money. It's crazy how much they owe people in the next 20 years, the Dodgers. But anyways, totally.
Yeah, but
different
they're
topic.
winning. All right. We're moving forward. We got the Red Sox out of our system. We're going to switch it up to a little football. We need a football review. We talked a lot of football
Little
this
Rabel,
podcast.
Oh,
Wow,
Yeah,
yeah,
no
Coach
comment at this
Rabel's
time.
yeah,
all
he's
right,
in
next
trouble
time.
himself. But we talked a lot of quarterbacks this year. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run you through my top 10 quarterbacks. Then you guys are going to give your critiques. I don't have stats. I don't have A, B, C, D. I'm not going to go like Noah with his little Ken Palm and stuff. I'm just going to give you my guys because I think they're the best guys. So here we go.
Is this
Josh Allen.
going into next year or based off of last year?
This is I need a guy for next year.
Okay.
And they all have equal offenses, equal defenses. It's the same team.
Are you going 1 to 10 or 10 to 1?
1 to 10. Josh Allen, number 1. Patrick Mahomes, 2. Lamar Jackson, 3. Joe Burrow, 4. Drake May, 5. Jordan Love, 6. Matthew Stafford, 7. Justin Herbert, 9. Justin Herbert, 8. Sam Darnold, 9. Dak Prescott, 10. That's my list.
So I don't know how Matthew Stafford is outside of the top 3 right now after just winning an MVP and, a Super Bowl champion. Like, I'm sorry, I know you like Jordan Love, but Matthew Stafford is a better quarterback than Jordan Love. Like, I don't think it's really a question.
I think that's debated.
It's not debated.
Listen, if you put Jordan Love on the Rams, he would have been MVP and won the Super Bowl too.
I don't know about that. I don't know. It's not like the Packers have a terrible roster. But I just think Matthew Stafford won the MVP last year. He has to be at minimum top 3. I know he lost to the Super Bowl champs, but he was the only person in the NFL that could score on that defense. So I think he's got to be in your top 3. Yeah, I think Allen with Mahomes' injury would be one. I think obviously Mahomes overall would be one, but Josh Allen going next year would be one. I think Burrow's a little high. I think we need to see Burrow have
That
a
was a
prove it
tough
year.
one for me.
I like
tough
Joe
one for me.
Burrow. I like Joe Burrow a lot, but I think he has a prove it year coming up, and I think we need to actually see him put together another good year because I know 2 years ago he had a great statistical year, but his team went 8-9. So I would say he has a prove it year ahead. Other than that, I think Caleb Williams is a top 10 quarterback going into next year, and I know you don't like him,
So
but
listen. I went out to 20 just in case you brought up any names. I put Caleb Williams in the 13 spot, so
Oh,
not too
boy.
far off.
Yeah,
But listen,
who else is ahead of him?
he's got like a 50% completion rate. He turns the ball over like a loose cannon. He throws up prayers.
He doesn't turn it over. That's why he has a low completion rate.
I have Trevor Lawrence and Brock Purdy as well ahead of him.
No. Trevor Lawrence cannot be
100%. Trevor Lawrence just took the Jags. Duval.
Caleb Williams took the Bears.
They had arguably one of the best coaches in the NFL. Coaching matters.
I mean, Liam Cohen's a pretty good coach too. I mean, the Buccaneers without him, Baker Mayfield didn't look the same last year, I would say. But I mean,
yeah, I'm not a big Caleb Williams guy, but
All right. I'm ready.
Go ahead.
okay.
I love Josh Allen, but man, I have a huge stain on Josh Allen from that performance in the playoffs. I mean, he missed a couple wide open throws to win that game. I have real concerns about going forward with Josh Allen. I think he's a little skittish. It's like Rory with the Masters. It's like if he gets close, he's getting skittish. He's gonna shank that ball wide open receiver.
This is a terrible take.
I'm not saying he's not like top 1 or 2. I'm just saying it's a tough one for me because that has stained me for sure.
He's got no one to throw to.
I don't need that. He was wide open. It doesn't matter who's out there. I could have been out there. If he misses me, I can catch it. There's nobody close. He missed it. Then you have Matt Stafford at 7, which is ridiculous. He's probably the only one on the list I would trust right now. Like Josh Allen, no. I mean, Mahomes, sure, but I got to be honest. Mahomes without Kelsey being good has not been the same. I told you.
That's why I got him at 2.
Told you a long time ago, Mahomes was saved by Travis Kelsey. Travis Kelsey's inability to get open has ruined how Mahomes
he can't
looks.
move.
But his percentage, just look at his completion percentage. It has plummeted in the last 2 years because of Travis Kelsey. Lamar Jackson, I mean, you might as well flip a coin of what guy you're going to get. So, I mean, I don't trust him at all. Joe Burrow, I mean, when's the last time Joe Burrow's actually looked good? Like, I mean, I don't know. It's like he's hurt. He's not hurt. He's hurt. He throws 4 interceptions and 5 touchdowns. Everybody's like, what a comeback. Now he threw like 4 touchdowns to start or 4 interceptions. That doesn't do it. Drake May looked good this year. I need another year or 2 for Drake May. All right. Jordan Love has looked good, but can you please win a big game one time? Just one time, win a big game.
Not his fault.
Justin Herbert, I mean, he throws it all over the planet. He's worse than Brett Favre. I mean, it's like all over the place. All right.
He's got a cuts hair too.
Sam Darnold's had a couple really good years with 2 different teams. Very
Phenomenal
impressive run.
teams.
Doesn't matter. Very impressive run for Sam Darnold. I mean,
teams matter.
I know teams matter, but we've had a lot of good teams in Green Bay. We still haven't won. So
we've never had a defense like that.
What are you talking about? We had one this year. All right. Dak Prescott.
Our guy who got hurt.
Dak Prescott has been the most overpaid, overrated quarterback in the history of the NFL. I'll go to my grave saying that. I've never seen a worse quarterback get paid more. He's the
Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is the second highest paid quarterback of all time.
Kirk Cousins has way better stats than Dak Prescott. I mean,
he does not.
My goodness.
No,
that's a terrible take.
Dak Prescott
is a terrible take.
Terrible.
Yeah,
he's the highest paid quarterback. Dak Prescott is the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Are you kidding me? The highest paid? Terrible. Brock Purdy, when healthy, I think he should be in the top 5. I'll be done.
Wow.
All right.
You better be done after those takes. Holy cow.
All right. I tend to agree with my younger brother on a lot of those takes. I little harsh on Dak Prescott. A little harsh.
Agreed.
I like Brock Purdy. I like him a lot. you know, some bad interceptions, but boy, they move the ball when he's in there. I like the take on Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes. I don't see Patrick Mahomes as a guy that stands in the pocket and throws. He makes most of his plays outside the pocket. That doesn't make him bad. Josh Allen, a Rory comparison is very, very good. I like that. I like Matt Stafford, Brock Purdy, Jared Goff.
See, this is what I was going to get into.
And here's why. The game is played, and that's where Sam Darnold's right. The game is played on the processing level of your quarterback. So on your
terrible.
Listen, on your thing, where would you rank Tom Brady? Like what are you ranking on? Like athletic ability?
The guy I want at the helm. That's my quote, my quota.
It's the guy you want at the helm.
Yeah.
Well, I think Dad honestly, or Coach Timmer made great points. He lost me with Dak Prescott because I'm not a Dak fan either, but
That's
he's
because I
I
hate
mean
Cowboys.
I know. He's a top 10 quarterback. I like the Brock Purdy love, but we also have to remember how good Mac Jones looked last year in the Kyle Shanahan offense and how good Jimmy Garoppolo looked in the Kyle Shanahan offense. And it's not Brock Purdy's fault that he's in the Kyle Shanahan offense, but I think we have to zoom out and look at what Kyle Shanahan's done with quarterbacks
Zoom
who
out.
really aren't that good. Like Mac Jones, not very good. Jimmy Garoppolo, not very good. Took Jimmy Garoppolo to a Super Bowl. I mean, Mac Jones, did he beat the Rams or the Seahawks on Thursday night this year? Like I just think I like Brock Purdy. I would say he's right around the top 10, but like I think we have to zoom out and look at what Kyle Shanahan does, because just like Travis Kelce is important to Patrick Mahomes, I think Kyle Shanahan's the most important to any single team in the entire NFL.
And that's Sean
No.
McVay with Matthew Stafford too, for the record.
I know, but
Now
then
listen.
you have to go that whole coaching tree. So then you're
Nope.
talking about the Packers, you're talking about the Seahawks, you're talking about like all these guys are on the same coaching tree. So like you can't
Listen,
you can't automatically say they're a good quarterback because of the coach. Like that's
The
like
quarter,
I need
the
a
whole
timeout.
coaching trees in the NFL.
I need
I'm
It's
timeout.
like saying
the-
Tua was better because what's his
Oh
name was
my
from
goodness.
the
Oh,
same
he
tree.
was. Well, he was.
Okay, hold on.
No,
Rewind.
but like we actually have two real life examples of these guys outside of Shanahan. Jimmy Garoppolo is no longer a starting quarterback. He was a couple plays away from a Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Jimmy Garoppolo. And then Mac Jones was the worst arm talent the New England Patriots franchise has ever seen. And he goes to the Niners and fills right in and keeps their season moving along. They were able to rest Brock Purdy an extra 3 weeks this year because they didn't lose with Mac Jones.
Okay.
Listen, here's the
I
deal.
just want to point out that Mac Jones, his offensive coordinator, was a defensive coach. Like that's unfair.
That's true. That's
That-
true.
In New England.
That's like
That's
totally
true.
unfair. Like to
Hey,
compare
hey,
Mac
Noah.
Jones.
Noah.
Yeah.
So the coach at Minnesota was a quarterback whisperer until my boy JJ got there. And
Wow.
did
Well, he's
wait,
hurt.
wait a
I
minute
think
now.
he's hurt.
Wait a minute. Did Sam Darnold make Kevin, or did Kevin make Sam Darnold? Did Brock Purdy make Shanahan?
Oh wow,
No.
that's a crazy take.
So does Andy Reid get credit for Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, I think there's definitely some credit there. And I'm not taking well, that's what I was saying. I'm not taking Brock Purdy's, but when we say he's top 3, top 5, I mean, we have to consider what he's done like with his coach. Because if you watch
Listen.
some of his games, his decisions, like when he gets like moving outside the pocket, you're like, well, that one wasn't scripted. It's with the other team now.
You're all
so-
on pause. You've all been muted. All right. Now back to what I was saying for the 10th time. I get Coach Timmer back on the pod. He cuts me off every time I go to talk. All right. So Jared Goff, 18th on my list in terms of quarterbacks.
Oh,
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with the right side of my screen currently, which is the Timmer brothers. They love a quarterback who can be under center, make a good handoff and make that clean pocket pass, little old school football. Let's throw a good bubble screen. You can tell by the people they like. They like Kirk Cousins. They like Jared Goff. They like Brock Purdy. I need some athleticism. I need someone who can make a play. I don't need the handoff guy and the sit in a clean pocket for 5 seconds and make the right read. I need someone outside the pocket. I need someone who can carry my team to a win when I need it, right? You look at Jared. Hold on, time. You look at Jared Goff. If the guy is not untouched, he is great. As soon as he takes one sack or one QB hit, or the pocket even slightly closes, I mean, he is a mess. And he just starts throwing it everywhere. He throws ducks, the whole thing. And I think that goes for Brock Purdy as well. And that's why Kirk Cousins was terrible too. They couldn't protect him any longer. All right, Dr. Timmer.
I'm coming back
Oh.
because the stats don't play that out. Throws over 20 yards. Drake May was the leader in 2025. Historical context. Jared Goff, 68% on throws over 20 yards.
All right.
Guess this. Guess what? Tua is 68.7. You can't use like throwing it down the field. That doesn't make any sense. You have to run the team. That's what a quarterback does. You said you want the best quarterback under the helm.
Hey, listen.
You can't just say, hey, chuck it down the field 20 yards. That's the guy I want. That doesn't work.
Sam, when were you born?
2004.
Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. All right, I'm gonna list some quarterbacks who won the Super Bowl, and I want you to describe any of them that get out of the pocket, has athleticism, and can play.
This is when they played in the church league, correct?
Your dad and I have been watching football for a long time, so let's just start in 2000. Trent Dilfer, handoff, bubble screen, Super Bowl winner. Tom Brady, athletic? No. Brad Johnson, Tom Brady. Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning.
Listen,
do I have any athleticism?
Times have changed.
Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Eli Manning, Joe Flacco, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Nick Foles, Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold. You got 3. 2 Patrick Mahomes and 1 Jalen Hurts. 22-3, your dad and I win.
Listen, it's a new era.
And that's why Drake May is the next guy up, because he is the best up-and-coming pocket passer in the NFL, and why he should be in every single top 5 of quarterbacks in the NFL.
Listen, this is going to make our next topic interesting. Last week, Coach Lupa says Raiders should trade the first pick, and Mendoza will be an average quarterback. What do we think? Talk about a pocket passer who can't move.
I know, but, Coach Lupa talked about 1 year, and I looked that up. I mean, Mendoza for California was actually really good. He threw for over 3,000 yards. Now, he didn't have as many touchdowns, all right, but his rating was extremely high, not as high as it was at Indiana, because at Indiana he had 41 touchdowns, right? So, I mean, his completion percentage was extremely high at California. I think with everything being said, the Raiders have to take a shot. Like, they have to take a shot at this quarterback because he's a prototypical guy in the NFL. Let's be honest. He's a big, tall, strong. Like, he's more athletic than people think. It's
pocket
not Tom
passer.
Brady out there. Yeah. And
good handoffs.
It's funny, but he's more athletic than most guys. I mean, he proved that in the national championship game. So I just don't think the Raiders are going to get enough for trading that number 1 pick away. I think they need a quarterback bad, but I guess they hired Kirk Cousins, so I guess they have somebody.
A lot of money.
Yep.
I understood Coach Lupa's point, and it makes a lot of sense because the Raiders need more than just one player. They need to build a roster. They're lacking in a lot of areas, but I think Mendoza fits a lot of like what Tom Brady wants to do. and who he wants to teach, and that's why he brought in Kirk Cousins. And I think we have to remember Tom Brady's running the organization. I think there's a reason that they overpaid Kirk Cousins. It's to get him in the same quarterback room as Mendoza. Tom Brady's a huge believer in letting quarterbacks learn. Mendoza, they're going to draft him first overall, and I would not be surprised if he sits most of the season next year, because that's Tom Brady's philosophy. They tried it with Geno Smith to be okay for a year. That's never going to happen again. They're gonna build it from the foundation up. They're gonna get a quarterback Tom Brady likes, and they brought in a veteran that I mean, Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback, not a great quarterback, but clearly I think Tom believes that being in the same quarterback room as Kirk Cousins will do Mendoza lots of benefits. And it's like next year's draft is, I mean, they say it almost every year. It feels like it's going to be generational. Like there are going to be a ton of good quarterbacks, but I mean, when you get a proven guy, you have the number 1 overall pick. You can't guarantee you're going to get the number 1 overall pick again. So I think they got to take him.
If you have a chance to take a quarterback and you think there is a 10% chance he could be the guy, it's such an important position in pro football, and that. I'm stealing this from Mike Greenberg. Like you have to take him. You got to take the best. Now, obviously, if you have a quarterback, but if you don't have a quarterback, you are always searching. And even if you get it wrong 3 times, and the 4th time you get it right, you are nowhere without a quarterback.
Look at the Jets.
Well, I mean, look, the average NFL player is 3 years, right? I mean, yes, there's the Aaron Donalds of the world, but look, in about 24 months, and I know that my Lions fans are going to hate me, Aiden Hutchinson will be like, oh, whatever, he's old. We move on from him. He's dead weight, right? Because I can find them all over the place. I can win with any running back if my quarterback's good, right? And so the Raiders have to say, if he's that, it's why they're always overpaid, and that's why they're always overvalued in the draft. Now, I have some concerns. Dan Orlovsky talks about being under center, and that's a big deal. Having played way back when we did have face masks. I wasn't in the leather helmet. I mean, and the shotgun is a heck of a lot different than trying to play fake on a 3rd and 6 and get tackled while you're doing the play fake. I mean, there is a lot of different things going on, but you have to. And that used to be the way with big people in basketball. You had to take Elijah Wan, you had to take Ewing, you had to take Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
right?
That's brutal.
You didn't have to, but you did.
You did. Yeah.
But
you had Clyde Drexler. Remember that.
Listen, I agree with you guys. I think take a shot, especially with Tom Brady at the helm. I mean, if there's a guy who can develop a tall, strong guy, I think he's the man.
But there's a guy that's going to teach you how to play under center too. So
yeah, exactly.
And do a good handoff. Throw a great screen.
Great bubble screen. Yeah.
A lot of rings.
All right, now to wrap up season 1, we're ending. Our last segment is going to be Calvin Corner. For those of you who don't know, the Calvin golf team played at the Meadows this past weekend, which is pretty much as close to links golf as you get out here in Michigan. Winds howling all the time, but it's actually nice weather this time. And so there are 2 stories from this. The first is the kid I played with in the first round from Cornerstone University. Steps up there on the first hole, 5-iron in hand, takes a swing, whoosh, club head goes flying off into the tall grass, can't find it. We looked for like 30 minutes, but it felt like 30 minutes. Lost his club head. It was a bronze cobra in the tall grass. We couldn't find it.
Wow.
We had to keep going. So he's playing minus a 5-iron and the head of it the whole way. So that was hilarious to start the weekend. But to end the weekend, the Calvin men's golf B team takes down the A team at the Meadows. What a story. I mean, what a story. Led by Ethan Tiller, who we mentioned earlier. He won the tournament as an individual, which was awesome. But, man, there was a good little air freshener, sting in the air, some would say, coming off that 18th green. B team marching to victory. Oh, good stuff. But yeah, so that's how we're wrapping it up with the Calvin Corner. Any comments on that?
Yeah, I just want to say, good for you guys, but more importantly, I mean, good for the depth of the Calvin program. The fact that you went to that tournament and finished second and fourth or something like that. I mean, that's a lot of teams, and to have 10 guys that can play like that, I mean, good for you guys. That was outstanding.
Yeah. Congratulations to both teams. I would dig you by saying, man, that the B team's got to practice better, play better in practice so they can be the A team.
Ding, ding, ding. That's a great point.
I mean,
listen, I'm not disagreeing there.
Let me give you the ultimate in team golf. And you're my brother, who's a golf coach, would love this. You know what I like to do? Just play. I think we should have all kinds of different college golf tournaments, right? I think we should play 10 guys from every team go out there and play best ball. Like shoot 52 because everyone birdies at least one hole. That's one way. Or better yet, limited subs. Bring 8 guys and sub them in. Like,
oh my word! You're walking around with kids. He hits a bad shot. He's done. Pull him.
Yeah, you're out.
You're out. Like, oh, wait a minute. He's got a chip. Get him out. I'm telling you, it would be live golf. No, 8 guys and have coaches subbing. Now I should actually pay the golf coach, right?
You know what?
That's a lag putt. That's a
lag
lag
putt. Be
putt.
awesome about that?
It's a lag putt.
Hey, the best part about that is you would have specialists.
Oh yeah, it's a face-off
specialist. Yeah, chipping
that
specialist.
Is so
Get
funny.
In there. Let's go.
Yeah. It's
out of bounds left. We got to get a fade guy in here. He cannot hit this tee shot.
But
that is one of the.
If you had a limited number of them, right, and you're just like, okay, I got 10 or 12 subs, and you'd have your starting 5 out there. Then you'd have your best driver of the remaining guys. You'd have specialists. You'd have your lag putter. You'd be like, oh boy, I don't like
a pinch
this.
runner.
Oh, it'd be great.
That's one of the best ideas I've ever heard.
Yeah,
I mean that might be the best idea I've ever heard.
The worst part of that idea is Josiah. Josiah was not playing well, struggled on the front nine, and literally went 4 under for the last 11 holes in the first round. If
you would have subbed him out,
you would have missed everything good about what happened in that round.
Oh no, I'm putting guys back in. It's like basketball. It's like you feel better. You get a little water, a little rest.
Oh, that's too good.
You got the injured guys, so you'd be pulling along the exercise bike. They'd have to keep warm.
Oh my word, that's hilarious.
Now we got some team golf.
Hey, I love it.
So good.
That is an all-time idea for sure.
Oh my goodness.
By the way, we'd still miss the cut. Just saying.
Oh,
that's weak.
That is
so weak.
I'm telling you,
we make the cut at the Masters.
I have a spider, man. They're cheat codes. I mean, you guys all should be putting spiders. I don't know why you're not. You think you're Ludwig Oberg, the best?
That's me.
Yeah,
that's me. Blades.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Blades
that wraps up the last episode 10 of Up and Down. Little round of applause for season 1. Round of applause. What a season. It's been a pleasure having you guys on. It's been really fun. You guys are a riot, that's for sure. Good ideas, terrible quarterback takes, but we still love you guys. Thanks to everyone who listens. It's been fun. Season 1 in the books. And then be on the lookout for a couple special edition episodes before season 2 gets kicked off. We're looking into some maybe pop culture, maybe some movie lists, some interesting stuff there. I got ideas elsewhere than just sports.
No, We're gonna go out and film a foursome. Let's go. YouTube Timber Golf.
See what we shoot at Saskatoon Golf Club.
Yeah, exactly.
Mic me
But
up.
yeah, that could just be the round, just following you through 18 holes. But anyway, thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.
Have a great
Well
night.
done.
Thanks, Sam.
As
Yeah.
always, go Packers and go Knights.